Hey everybody, welcome to the Corpse Box Gaming channel and welcome to my very first episode in a series about the game Valheim. I want to make it perfectly clear right off the bat, I am not new to Valheim. I have almost 1700 hours logged in this game. I've been playing it since I think the very first edition of early release, but version 1.0 is coming in about a month, and I want to have a world up and ready to go for when that happens. And I decided just to go ahead and start over from scratch again, and this time I'm going to bring you along for the journey. So let's take a ride. We're going to go ahead and start the game here. You can see I have a few other characters ready to go, but we are going to create a new character. We're going to give him a name. His name is Corpsebox. Why? Because that's the name of the channel. Why is it the name of the channel? It's because that's what I named it. I have a certain hairstyle I want to use with this guy. There it was, the old one eye. I'm sure there's some sort of dirty joke that can be made there, but I'm not going to make it. And this is my favorite beard to go along with that. I want him to be a little gothy, so we'll give him some darker hair. And it goes cool with those blue eyes. So we have our character ready to go. Now we'll create our world. I like to play with a few modifiers in my world. I've started here. I've started a world already. I haven't been into it yet, but I'm calling it New World 2, and I'm using a particular seed. A particular seed is all numeral 0 land 1. I like that seed because it creates a long central island that goes north to south. It doesn't go all the way to the north and south of the maps, but it gives a lot of area that you can cover without having to create a boat. It makes it easier because the other things that I do is I play with hard. I play on hardcore. The resource rate is going to be normal. I play with no portals and I play with no map. I have played on this seed before, so I am a little familiar with it, but I haven't got it completely memorized. Um, Another thing that I do is I like to have fire hazards on because that actually makes some of the combat more easy. Is that the proper way to say that? It makes some of the combat easier, let's say. English is such a hard language. And I'm also going to turn the raid rate down to none because in my experience I've found that no matter what defenses you put around your base, you're going to end up being raided and being set back. And when I'm playing hardcore, I don't want to be overrun at my base while I'm trying to do important things. We are going to have normal aggro enemies. Things are going to cost the normal prices. It's just no raid rate in exchange for hardcore and no map and no portals. So there are our world modifiers done. If I went through that too quickly for you, I'm sorry. This is not really meant to be a tutorial channel. I'm sure that if you're newer to the game, you can probably kind of pick up on what I'm doing. If you've never seen the gameplay before at all, then you have no idea. But I think we're ready to go. So we're going to start Corpse Box in New World 2 with those world modifiers. And it's going to take a little while to generate the world. Oh no, I've already generated the world to save us some time here. Um, I I'll let this play through for those of you that aren't familiar with the game. Um, it's a fantastic game. You'll one of the things you'll notice if you've never seen it before is the graphic style is kind of low poly, kind of like Minecraft, but different. There's nothing wrong with Minecraft. I love the look there, but this look here just has a certain dreamlike quality to it, adds a certain ambiance, and I've been addicted to it. Like I said, I've been playing it for 5 years. 1,694 hours I've logged, I believe is the number. Here we come in riding on the Valkyrie. I've always wondered what killed us in the regular round to put us here. Is that something they might touch on in version 1.0? Probably not. Doesn't matter? Probably not, but it's just something that I like to think about. A little thirsty here. This is not a product endorsement. You drink whatever tasty beverage you choose to drink. Don't let anyone influence you. Your taste buds alone should determine what you like. Here we go. Oh, we can see the treetops now. We are coming in, coming in, coming in. And here we are at the beginning spot. Now, as you can see, if you're familiar with the game, I have no map. Will I get lost? Probably. Let's grab some items here. Things we know we're going to need. I'm going too fast. I do apologize. For those of you that aren't aware, this is actually a compass. You can actually determine what direction is north. And if I remember right, I believe that this is north. This trident here with the 3 slashes underneath it. I'm pretty sure that that is north. If it's not, I apologize. There are ways that you can use that information if you need it. And I will show you some of those ways. What can we build now? We can build a hammer, so let's go ahead and get that going. Looky there. There's a hammer. I like to keep my hammer in the number 1 hot slot because I can use it to quickly switch back and forth between weapons. It gets rid of weapon animations. If you're new to the game, once again, food might work a little differently than you would expect. It doesn't necessarily heal you, but it gives you a cap or creates a higher cap for hit points. So now you can see I was at 25. I can go up to a max of I think 30 now, and over a few ticks of the clock it'll come up, and it also gives me a little bit of endurance, which is that little yellow bar there at the bottom. On the back side of one of these stones should be some mushrooms as well. Should help with, there they are. These are always the same in my experience. There's strawberries or raspberries and mushrooms are always there. Checking my inventory, I have 1 wood, so we need some more wood. I see some berries down here, and that's another thing that I really like about this seed. The first boss's altar is right here. Look at this. If you're familiar with the game, you know that sometimes that's not close by. It's right there. Hunt his kin. We all know what that means, right? We gotta kill deer, get deer trophies, and sacrifice those trophies to that altar. Then Ike will appear, and we can kill him. It'll be a little bit before we do that, obviously. And another thing I like about this seed is there's already a pre-built house right here close by. So when I get 10 wood, I will create a workbench. Start trying to hit that little sapling. There it is. Sometimes it's just so boring to do resource gathering in this game. Yeah, I knew I heard him. Now, some of you might not know this, but these little guys are actually afraid of the torches, so you can make them run away from you. But of course, the fun in that, we didn't come here to make things run away. We came here to make things catch fire and burn. So here we are. Should be close to having enough wood to make our workbench. Yes. Okay, just grab a couple extra pieces here. Yeah, I've used this seed a couple times before this, so I am familiar with it. I'm going to be very upfront about that. But it might be interesting to watch someone play through with no map and no quarters in hardcore mode. And I do apologize once again if I'm going through things too fast as these recipes pop up. If you're interested in the game, you'll obviously figure them out. But I'm going to repair this little house. You can notice that I did run out of stamina down there. So I'll wait for that to build back up. So if you are new to the game, stamina is, in my opinion, more important than your hit points. Some people might disagree with that, but I've discovered that running out of stamina is easier to do than run out of hit points, and once you run out of stamina, it won't be long before you run out of those hit points as well. So, I can't remember, I think a root piece costs 2, so we'll grab a 45-degree root piece, snap it in there, and now that is completely covered. Make some more wood. I just want to have a bed and a fire by the end of this first day. And that's probably where I will end the episode. I have enough to make an axe yet. Also, you may notice that if you're new to the game, your workbench must have a roof over it before you have access to the repair and the build menus. We do have enough to make an axe, so we will use that as our primary tool for a little while. This will be our weapon and our resource gathering tool. And yeah, these things are laying here on the ground. They respawn, so there's absolutely nothing wrong picking them up. Some of these bushes that have the raspberries on them, I can't remember if these did or not, if I picked them, but if you cut those down, they won't respawn. So if you're wanting to keep track of where your raspberry bushes are for later harvesting, do not cut them down. Try not to fight around them, don't let trees fall on them. But I find that raspberries are a pretty important part of the game for quite a while. Alright, we've got 23 wood and 3 stone. I know that I need a couple more stone. Oh boy, looky here, look at what we got. Got a new neighbor. He wants to come and say hi. Look, pal, I don't know why you're running. It's inevitable. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So I'm going to build a fire right here now. Like I say, since I use the I didn't pick up enough stuff, dummy. Since I use the thing where items can burn, campfires work a little differently than they do without. When you build a campfire, if you get it too close to a wooden structure, it can and will burn the structure down. You get coal out of it, so if you need coal, burn a house down. But it also burns up the vegetation around here. So if for some reason the fire goes out when that happens and you've got to add more wood to it. I don't know if that's a glitch. Just it doesn't really make sense to me why it does it, but it does it. So we'll let that burn for a little bit. You can harvest these logs here. And you can also use power attack. It uses more stamina when you do it, but it does a hefty amount of damage. The power attack is, on my setup anyway, is just pushing my scroll wheel down on my mouse. It may be set up differently on yours. Pretty sure you can customize it any way you want. Okay, now you can hear. See, look, the house has caught fire. So, to stop the burning, break down the walls that are burning. And we will rebuild those walls. Add more to the fire, and to make sure that the fire doesn't go out in a rainstorm, we will put a roof over it. I'm going to go ahead and knock that down, and right there, whoops, knock that down, and put the roof there. So now we have a little fire area that is probably protected from the rain. When it starts raining, we'll find out for sure, I suppose. You can see that the floor that I repaired earlier was damaged by the fire. Then let me check my inventory. I do have enough. I'm going to build my bed. I will claim that bed. Put a door on this house. Did I hear that barking sound? If you don't know, those are deer. And we will start deer hunting in the next episode. But I think I'm going to stop here for now. We've got our house finished, which, I mean, I know I didn't do anything to it, but I think I've covered the basics for you. And I will see you all in the next one. Adios.